Okay, so display.
It was a busy day down at Brendam Docks. Ships were coming and going, and Cranky was working harder than ever. "Yar, matey," said Salty. "Cranky, you need to slow down. You're working too hard. You're gonna cause an accident." "I need to work hard," said Cranky. "You don't know what it's like. I'm the only crane at Brendam Docks." "There's literally like 6 other cranes back here." "Salty's right," said Porter. "You're working way too hard. You need to slow down." "Yar, perhaps they need another crane down at the docks to lighten your load there, matey." "No way," said Cranky. "The last thing I want is another crane down here, ruining my docks." We can hear every word you say back here." Just then, Winston came on to the Brendam Docks, carrying Sir Topham Hatt. "Yar, look alive, matey. It's the boss. You don't want to be caught slacking on the job." "Yar." "Cranky, I hear that you have been working very hard here at Brendam Docks. I've come to see if the work is too much for you." "Don't worry about me, Sir Topham Hatt. Everything is ship-shape down here at Brendam Docks." "Yar, 'tis true, Sir Topham Hatt. There's no better crane than Cranky. He's unreplaceable." "I think Cranky's got it all under control, Sir Topham Hatt." There's more than just Cranky here, folks. As Cranky was swinging around his load, proving to Sir Topham Hatt that he was really useful, he swung too fast, and the bubbles flew off and landed on some nearby trucks. "What was that, Cranky?" That was just a slip of the hook, Sir Topham Hatt." "Yar, nothing to worry about, sir. Give us a few minutes and she'll be ship-shape and seaworthy." "Yar, nothing to worry about, Sir Topham Hatt. We'll have it picked up in no time." The next day, Thomas came down to Brendam Docks. Percy was already waiting. "Hello, Cranky. I heard you had a little bit of an accident yesterday while Sir Topham Hatt was here." "Never you mind that, Thomas. You worry about your own business. You've been working a lot lately. Maybe having another crane out here to help you isn't such a bad idea. When you have a lot of work to do, there's nothing wrong with asking for a little bit of help. That's what my best friend Thomas says." Actually, I don't think I've ever said that. "You two need to worry about your loads and worry less about what's happening down here on the docks." Cranky was so angry that he didn't see he was lowering the load but missing Bulstrode. And he dropped the load right into the water.
Gee, Cranky, you missed."
"Now look what you two did. You got me so upset talking about other cranes that I dropped the load." Just then, Cranky looked over and noticed that Sir Topham Hatt had seen the whole thing. That night, Cranky had a terrible dream. Cranky dreamt that engines kept coming down to the docks and needed loaded and unloaded very quickly. No matter how many engines he loaded, more engines kept coming, with more and more things to load and unload. More engines kept coming and coming. The freight boats were getting very impatient. Soon, Cranky was loading and unloading the wrong freight. No matter how hard he worked, even more engines were coming in with even more freight. The engines were getting very angry. Cranky couldn't work fast enough for all the engines. Cranky was swinging like crazy and knocking loads over. The other engines were very angry. The boats weren't getting loaded at all. Cranky was swinging in circles until finally Cranky fell into the water. Cranky woke up in a flash. Salty and Porter were already at the docks. "Cranky, Sir Topham Hatt is here." "Yar, I think he wants to have a word with you, matey." "Cranky, I've been watching you down here at Brendam Docks, and I've noticed that there seems to be too much work for just one crane." "There is more than one crane at Brendam Docks. So I've decided to help you. Meet Carly. Hello there, Cranky. Pleased to meet you. Well, that's great. You're just what you need, matey. Another crane to give you a helping hook. Carly's not here to help Cranky. She's here to replace him. What? Yarr. I've been noticing how sloppy you've been getting. This is your last chance. Only one crane can run Brendam Docks. It's either Cranky or Carly. And may the best crane win. Well then, I'd better get to work, hadn't I? Oh no, these are my docks. No one's gonna come in here and take them over. And now, I'm off to lunch. Goodbye. As Sir Topham Hatt drove away, the cranes knew that Brendam Docks was only big enough for one of them. You're yesterday's news, Cranky. I'll be taking over the docks now. No way, Carly. These are my docks. You can't outwork me. And the two cranes set off to work. Cranky, this pipe is big and heavy. Can you unload it for me, please? Sure thing, Percy. Nice work, Cranky. Thanks, Carly. You're the best. You're the #1 crane on all of Sodor. You're the most splendid crane on all of Sodor, Carly. Gee, thanks, Cranky. You got it, William. Huh. Thanks, Carly. You're the best. Whoops. Sorry about that, Billy. Thanks for the lift, Cranky. Thanks, Carly. Thanks, Colin. At least someone thinks I'm useful. The engines were working so hard against each other that they didn't see the danger. Then there was trouble. The two cranes became locked on the lines. Their loads were tangled. Cranky, let go of my hook. You let go of my hook. The harder they pulled, the tighter they got. Yar, you've been working against each other. What you need to do is work together. How are we gonna work together when one of us is gonna end up as scrap? Aye, we need to work against each other. Yar. Oh, don't worry about that. Old Salty has a plan. Yar. Later that day, Sir Topham Hatt came back to Brendam Docks. Well, the docks look much cleaner, and there are no ships waiting to be loaded. All my trains are on track and on time. Salty, which of these two cranes worked the hardest? Yar. They both worked together, Sir Topham Hatt, and they cleaned the docks, shipshape and seaworthy. Yar. Well, I must get rid of one of them. Which one should I get rid of? Yar. If I were you, I wouldn't get rid of either of them, Sir Topham Hatt. Really? And why's that? Yar. Because if you do, they'll be sure to dump your personal candy into the sea. They wouldn't dare! I wouldn't try that if I were you, love. We'll be sure to do it. We're working together now, Sir Topham Hatt. You better listen to Salty. But I must get rid of one crane. Don't worry about that, Sir Topham Hatt. I have an idea. Later on, at Brendam Docks. Gosh, Toad, it sure is good to see Carly and Cranky getting along, and things sure are efficient. That's right, Mr. Oliver. But I wonder what crane they got rid of. I never should have opened my big mouth. It was was a beautiful winter day on the island of Sodor.
Express coming through.
Gordon was pulling the express. Then all of a sudden, who pulls up besides Gordon?
Spencer.
Spencer and Gordon start racing all along Sodor. Oh, Spencer, what are you doing here? Hello, Gordon. I'm taking the Duke and Duchess of Boxford to their summer home. Oh, Spencer, it's winter. So it is. See you later, slow coach.
Oh, indignity.
Spencer and Gordon raced down the track as fast as they could. I'm winning! I'm winning! Why don't you give up, Gordon? You've got stops to make. That's the problem with you express coaches.
Oh, Spencer.
If I know you, Gordon, you need a rest. Oh, the indignity. The next day, Spencer was still at Knapford Station. Spencer, are you still here? Of course. The Duke and Duchess of Boxford are talking with Sir Topham Hatt. They're planning a special Christmas get-together at Ulfstead Castle. It's a really special job that only a private train can do. If you were really special, you'd be leaving from Platform 1. All the special engines leave from Platform 1. I pull the express, so I always leave from Platform 1. If numbers are so important, then how come Thomas is the number 1 engine and you're the number 4 engine? Well, you don't even have a number.
Oh, I have a number. I'm number 68.
Ho 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 ho! Well done, little Philip. The next day, Spencer made it back to Knapford Station. As he pulled into the second terminal, Philip came and took away Spencer's coaches to be cleaned. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Spencer, move. That's my platform. But it was your idea, Gordon. You said if I was that special, I should be at platform number 1. That's not what I meant. You can argue if you like, but we'll both be delayed unless you move to platform number 2. Oh, the indignity. The engines barely set into their platforms when their coaches arrived. Thank you for teaching me that the better engine should always be on platform 1, Gordon. Oh, you know that's not what I meant. As the trains left the station, neither of them realized that they both had the wrong coaches. I'm winning! I'm winning! Huh, my coaches have never felt this heavy before. The engines raced around the tracks. Gordon came upon the express's first stop. Hey Gordon, who's fastest and best now?
Spencer, those are my coaches.
Gordon, where is Spencer? Sir, there seems to have been some sort of mix-up. This is a disaster. We are all going to be late. Everyone back on board. Quickly. Gordon, follow that engine. The express passengers were missing their stops. Spencer, stop! Silly Gordon. Doesn't he ever give up? Stop the express! Gordon chased Spencer all the way to Ulstead Castle. Spencer pulled into Ulstead Station. Now who's fastest and best? Then there was trouble as Gordon arrived. Spencer, explain yourself immediately. Well, sir, there must have been a mix-up with the coaches. It was Philip and Thomas. Gordon, is that true? Well, yes, sir. But this never would have happened if Spencer hadn't taken my platform. Well, Gordon was the one that told me special trains stop at platform number 1. Enough excuses. You are both to blame. If you hadn't wasted all this time fighting and racing... Actually, sir, it's all my fault. What? That's right, sir. I switched the coaches on purpose. But why, little Philip? Well, you see, sir, I've already beaten Gordon in a race. So, if Gordon can beat Spencer in a race, then in reality that means I've beaten both in a race. And I'd be the fastest one there is on all of Sodor. Me, Little Philip, the diesel box cab, fastest and best, number 68, me. Oh, my fault. And I do it again. Ha 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 ha. Honestly, Philip, you have caused confusion and delay. Well, there's only one thing we can do. Well, little Philip, let's see how fast you really are. Na boo boo, you can't catch me.
Express coming through. and looking where he was going, so he came right off the track.
Oh, the indignity. After they took care of Philip, Gordon and Spencer had to drop off all their passengers at the proper stops. When Gordon pulled in, it was almost midnight. He was exhausted and didn't care what platform he pulled into. And neither did Spencer, who is bringing the Duke and Duchess's guests back. I hope you two know how silly you've been. Go on, apologize to each other. It's a new year and a new start for you both. Apologize for what? We were set up. This is all Philip's fault. We didn't do anything wrong. It was that little diesel box cab. Now, apologies are in order. You first, Spencer. I'm sorry, Gordon. Sorry I didn't get that little diesel box cab myself. I'm sorry too, Spencer. Sorry you have no number. No, I mean really apologize to one another. Okay, Gordon. I'm sorry I took your platform and stole your coaches. And I'm sorry I teased you about which platform was best. It doesn't really matter if you're number 2 or the number 1 or number 4,472. Happy New Year! It was just after Christmas on the island of Silver. And everyone was enjoying the snow. Express coming through! But the winter conditions caused some delays in deliveries. Dennis! Finally, the diesel fuel! Thank you, Dennis. What he means to say is, we're just about to run out. The coal's running very low, Thomas. Don't worry, Percy. There's a delivery expected any day now. Diesel, what was that for? For being in the way. But I'm not in the way. I was just about to fill up on coal. I'm glad I don't need silly coal. Why does diesel have to be so annoying? That night it got much colder, and everything started to freeze. There will have to be changes to stay safe in these icy conditions. Reduced services and speed restrictions for everyone. Surely not for me, sir. Especially you, Gordon. And you'll need a banker engine to get up your hill. Ooh, please, sir, can I be Gordon's banker engine? Oh, the indignity. What about the coal delivery, sir? Oh, I'm afraid the big freeze has put the coal delivery order on hold as well. Sydney should be delivering it very soon. Oh, I forgot where I was going to take this coal. And remember, everyone, be careful out there. It's very slippery. Suddenly, winter didn't seem like much fun at all. Oh no, I'm so sorry, I couldn't stop. Henrietta! Oh, don't worry about me, Toby. I'm sure they'll find you another coach. Every engine struggled on the icy rails. Oh dear. Hello. It's too bad your brakes failed. Doesn't that always happen on a hill? Here's James. Keep up the good work, everyone. You're keeping Sodor going. Despite James being in a major accident, Henry taking out an entire forest, and Henrietta being destroyed almost beyond repair, despite that, you're being really useful. But sir, if coal doesn't arrive soon, we'll all run out, and then we won't be useful to anyone. Well, I'm sure it'll be here by the morning. I know I'm supposed to deliver this coal somewhere. Until then, keep up the good work. But the next morning, coal didn't arrive. Aw, man. Thomas, all engines are to return to the sheds. Sir Topham Hatt's orders. But I don't need to return to the sheds, Percy. And my passengers need to get to their stations. Thomas, you should listen to Percy. It's Sir Topham Hatt's orders. I'm sure I've got enough coal for one more run. But Annie and Clarabelle were right. Soon, Thomas was out of coal. Cinders and ashes. We told you so. At least we're safe here. But how will Sir Topham Hatt keep the railway running without any coal? But soon, Sydney and the coal arrive at the Vickerstown Diesel Works. Was I supposed to deliver the coal to the diesel works? Sydney, what are you doing at the diesel works with all the coal? Sydney, you should take that coal to the coal hopper. All the steam engines on Sodor are out of coal. Do you mean those silly steamies don't have any coal? Finally, the entire island of Sodor is ours! Diesels, let's unite and get those silly steamies!
You're right, Diesel, let's unite on all the steamies and crush all of them off the track, even the ones that tip the sheds.
Soon, Diesel 10 had united all the devious diesels together. Come on, Diesels! Let's go get those steamies! The steamies didn't have any coal and couldn't move anywhere.
Steady, steamies!
Oh!
Goodbye, Toby. What? You're shouting me. You're shouting me. Yeah! Goodbye, Emily.
Well, Thomas. All out of puff and pull, are we? What do you want, Diesel 10? We Diesels have taken over the entire island. Without your precious coal, none of you silly steamies can move. Finally, the island is ours. You wouldn't take advantage of poor, helpless engines that don't have any coal. Indeed I would. Now, out of my way, you silly steamy. Not so fast, Diesel 10. You leave our friend Thomas alone. What? Silly steamies moving? How can you move without any coal? We don't take coal, Diesel 10. We take Joby wood. That's right. The logging locos? Boy, am I glad to see you guys. Don't worry, Thomas. We're here to get rid of the diesels. We'll make all of Diesel 10's devious plans disappear. That's right. Soon the logging locos were getting rid of all the diesels. Soon Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand carried enough Joby wood to fire up Thomas's boiler and soon had him puffing again. Then Ferdinand got Rocky and they soon got the steamies back on track and back to Tidmouth sheds. Well, I'm certainly glad the big freeze is over. I agree with you, Thomas. And it's all thanks to the logging locos. The situation with the diesels escalated quickly. I can't help but think we're forgetting about something, though. Don't worry, Diesel 10. I brought you coal. You take coal, right? Oh, Pinchy. It's getting warmer. The big freeze is over.
I'm going to go to bucket.